Alright, my fellow otaku, and for this video, those of you who also post-traumatic stress disorder and are considering NOFAP, today's day 8 for me. Today's been rough. Not from stress or urges. I don't really have a desire to relapse. I'm good there. Pretty good. I don't want to. I just don't. So, we're good there. But last night I had another nightmare, and those of you with PTSD, you know this all too well. And for those that don't have it, I'm going to go ahead and explain this to you, what they're like. So what I had last night was a dream where I was sitting next to this kid, and it was basically what happens in dreams is things you see during the day or from past days get caught into your subconscious and they replay during the night, and you sometimes remember them, sometimes you don't. uh, there was a video commercial for this Quibi TV show or something about this sex doll, and like in the scene she was attracted to a 14-year-old boy or something. Anyway, in this dream, that kid was there, and he was talking to me. And in the dream, he was just concerned about my weight, but in in the dream, I was afraid he was going to sexually assault me. And for those of you who have watched my videos, you'll understand I said that because I have been sexually assaulted in my past by minors. I have. When I was a minor, I've been sexually assaulted by minors. Well, the one was a sexual assault in middle school. The rest of it in the grades 9 through 12 were sexual battery under the law where I live. That was the difference because of where they touched me. Because of I'm a man under the law where I live, where they were touching me in grades 9 through 12 is considered sexual battery. If I were a woman, it would be considered sexual assault. So, technically, what they do is sexual battery. And it's like it may have also transferred over. Well, I'll get that in a sec. But basically, those of you who don't have PTSD, it's like those are dreams you have pretty much every night, and they wake you up, and you're afraid. And it's like no wonder we're tired all the time. No wonder we don't sleep well. It's because we're having dreams like that pretty much every night. Yeah. So, but it's happened in the workplace too. A 17-year-old girl in the workplace thought it was funny to flick my chest, and I am overweight, so because she did that, I actually had some movement, and it caused me to go into a flashback of the kids groping me in grades 9 through 12, and it was horrible. And also, this 18-year-old boy decided to come up beside me and put his hand in my front pocket. And I jumped, and I was afraid. I looked up because he's taller than me. I looked up at him, and he's smiling at me and asks if I like that. And it's like, no, I didn't. And I looked up where I live. The law says if it's out of sexual arousal or to attain sexual arousal, and it's a non-sexual area, it's sexual battery. If it's a sexual area, then it's sexual assault, and it was the thigh, so I think that would be considered sexual assault. So that's where that comes from, and that's part of the reason why I fear sexual assault so much, because it's like I was alone and I was at work. You know what I mean? It's like I wasn't at home. It wasn't like I was on the street. You know, this is at work, and it's not just sexual harassment. I'm being subjected to a sex crime. You know, it's like I'm supposed to be safe at work, but it's like sexual battery, sexual assault in the workplace. It's not supposed to happen. You don't hear about guys going through it, but it's like this just happened. I mean, it's like I don't feel safe anymore, but I still have to go out to work to earn money to survive. It's part of my. It's just part of life, and it sucks. But so today, after I had that dream, I've been sad all day, depressed. I barely made it through work. I didn't even get all my work done, but my shift ran out, so my manager let me go home. It's 1:13 now. I go to my second job at 4. Thankfully, my afternoon job, my managers are very understanding that I have PTSD and bipolar and autism spectrum disorder, so they know I suffer from mental illnesses. They know I do what I can. I do my best. I always push myself, and they see me being exhausted, so they know that if I am not doing so well, it's not because I'm not trying, and they know some days I'm not as good, and they're understanding of this, which is so helpful. They're understanding that, sometimes I just need someone to talk to. And this morning I talked to a coworker who also has PTSD, and I confided in her something my mother did. She actually has sexually assaulted me twice when I was an adult. Yeah, been through some stuff. So I haven't really been able to recover today. I don't know if it's from just a bad day of the PTSD, and the NOFAP hasn't taken a very good hold yet. So I'm not giving up yet. So you shouldn't either. You shouldn't, because it's supposed to take 90 days. It's only day 8. It could also be withdrawal, because I'm not masturbating. I'm not getting the dopamine. I'm just not getting the dopamine. It seems to be more attractive to women. But so if you're going for that, there's that plus, but I'm not. But it could be because I'm not getting the dopamine. My brain is getting to depression as a withdrawal symptom. So what I'm doing to cope is I'm listening to music. I'm going to take a nap here, cuddle with my Dakimakura in a bit. So I'm just using coping mechanisms to help cope with the depression part, but I also have bipolar disorder, so that might also be a factor. But yeah, that's what I'm going to have to be doing. So if you have PTSD and are considering NOFAP, this is day 8 for me. Just letting you know, you're still going to be, this is early on, you're still going to be struggling with the PTSD, you're still going to have the depression, the anger. Day 6, I was dealing with being combative. I don't know how many times I've had streaks, how many times I've tried going with no PMO and gone different streaks, and I've become more adapted to dealing with the withdrawal symptoms, being more aware of what's going on. So, yeah, when you're going to still be dealing with depression for a while, and don't give up. It's like, are you really getting depressed from the NOFAP, or it's like you're probably just getting depressed from the PTSD, which is something unrelated. So yeah, you're gonna go through it again, and it's too early for me to tell if NOFAP will change anything. Early on, like for the first few days, it was doing great for me. So I could just be in withdrawal right now, which is probably an addiction, and then when you get over the withdrawal, things get way better. You feel happier. So I could just be in withdrawal combined with the bad dreams. So I'm just trying to cope, do what I can for coping skills. So yeah, and we're going to keep on this journey, keep watching. I'm going to keep talking when I feel like I should, and you can tell when when I feel better or feel worse, if I'm happy, if I'm angry, if sad, anything I think is noteworthy, I'm going to let you know, so that you can tell how NOFAP affects mental illness, specifically what's most noticeably PTSD, maybe the autism, maybe the bipolar disorder. So yeah, those of you who are doing research into this could also look at this from a perspective of someone that's mentally ill. Those of you who struggle with mental illness will know it from a personal perspective, and you can look towards what I'm going through as kind of like what you might expect. Your personal experience might vary as far as what day you'll experience these things, but this is what I'm going through, and just so you know, you're not alone, and if you go through these things, I've gone through them too, so just what to expect. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Bye now.